Hello everybody, I am Swarda and today we will be starting a new topic called absolute value. The word absolute value and modulus, these two words have been found in context of complex numbers and real numbers. Now complex numbers is something which you haven't yet learned. So we will not be using word modulus which has been restricted to complex numbers. So we will concentrate only right now on absolute value. Now first, before we proceed, we will have to define what we mean by absolute value. If you see in the history, by Gauss and Argand, this word absolute value was used and it was used for distance of a number from the number 0 on the number line. So that number may be on the left side of number 0 or it may be on the right. That means number may be negative or positive. But its distance, since we are measuring and distance is always non-negative, so absolute value was always termed as a non-negative quantity. So we define it as that absolute value of a real number x is minus x if x is negative and it remains same as x if x is non-negative. So by writing it as minus x in case of x less than 0, we are trying to get answer for minus x as a non-negative quantity. So that distance what we said has to be a non-negative quantity is actually achieved by multiplying by minus one sign. Now if this definition I have to apply for numbers, then how do we apply? Let us take some example. Now if I take a negative number, say minus 7, then absolute value of minus 7 would be 7. Why does it happen? Because we are multiplying by minus 1 to number minus 7 and this gives me in return number 7. So if I take some other positive number, say 4, then since it is a positive number, there is no change to be brought in. So absolute value of 4 still remains same as 4. Now these are just two simple examples to understand that how do we actually apply the definition. Now is it possible for us that we every time we just keep writing numbers and we keep writing their absolute values? Now instead of doing the exercise of collecting some 100, 150 numbers or maybe some infinite numbers and getting their absolute values, it's better that we name that quantity or that number as x. And then we will say that x changes say from minus 7 to 4 or something like that. So what we do, we take that number as x and that absolute value of x, let me call that as y. And now what we are doing, what we are interested in doing, that we will be studying how that absolute value of x changes as x changes. And that absolute value of x I am naming as y. That means what we are studying, that how y changes as x changes. So the study between the relationship of x and y is done through the graph. So what we will be doing is, we want to study now how graph of y equal to absolute value of x is drawn. So how do we draw graph? Now graph is always drawn between two variables named independent variable and dependent variable. What is our independent variable here? That number x. Because x takes values say minus 7 or 4 or 3 or 2, whatever. So number x would be called here onwards independent variable. And that y, what I have named for absolute value of x, would be named as dependent variable. Obviously, because as x changes, that absolute value of x will change. And hence, that y would be termed as dependent variable. We always take that independent variable on the horizontal axis and the dependent variable on the vertical axis. So, how does it look? That horizontal axis is named as x-axis. The vertical axis is named as y-axis. The origin has been shown. And now we will apply the definition. We will have to draw two lines, y equal to minus x and y equal to x. Y equal to minus x will occur in the region on the left side of number 0. Why? Because on the left side of number 0, x is negative. So we draw y equal to minus x on the left side of 0 and on the right side y equal to x. What we observe? That there is some sudden change around x equal to 0. What is happening that before x equal to 0, that graph was coming down and suddenly it starts going up. So the disturbance is seen around x equal to 0. Such a point is called critical point. So x equal to 0 is the critical point for absolute value of x. Now, do we expect ourselves to be so fortunate that every time we will be getting y equal to absolute value of x, which seems to be comparatively simple. So instead of that, let us take that someone gives me y equal to absolute value of x minus a. Then I have to draw a graph of y equal to absolute value of x minus a. Why do I draw a graph? Because with the help of graph, I can easily understand that how absolute value of x minus a changes as x minus a changes. So again, we will go by definition that I will have to write for absolute value of x minus a, quantity written between two vertical lines. If that is negative, then we need to multiply by minus 1. So if x minus a is less than 0, then absolute value of x minus a would be minus of x minus a. And obviously, in case of x minus a, non-negative, it simply remains same as x minus a. Now that x minus a less than 0 means what? That x is less than a. And x minus a greater or equal to 0 means x greater or equal to a. So we rewrite y equal to absolute value of x minus a as a minus x for x less than a and x minus a for x greater or equal to a. And now we try to draw a graph of y equal to absolute value of x minus a. Again, we will have to take one horizontal axis, vertical axis, and we will be drawing graphs of y equal to a minus x and y equal to x minus a. Now again you can see that line y equal to a minus x is before x equal to a. Why does it happen so? Because the definition is y equal to a minus x before x less than a. And now what we see is that V-shaped graph what we had observed in case of y equal to absolute value of x now is shifted to x equal to a. And there we had seen that x equal to 0 was nothing but the critical point. And so we say now x equal to a is critical point for y equal to absolute value of x minus a. So in this session we have just understood that how absolute value of x changes. Now there are a lot of things what you can study regarding absolute value of x, like its properties and its further applications, which we will be doing in further sessions. Till then, stay tuned. Goodbye.